The purpose of this video is to help you be able to size a headband correctly. When crocheting anything, the size varies so much between the types of yarn that you use, whether it's thick and chunky or baby soft fine yarn or even crochet thread, and especially between the different size hooks. To fix this problem, there are a couple of ways to size a headband using any size hook and any type of yarn. So after you have selected the hook size and the type of yarn that you want to use for your headband, then you need to decide on how tight you want your headband to be. When crocheting a headband, it's hard to determine sometimes the correct size. My wonderful daughter model here. This is kind of a big headband, so it probably is too loose. Does that feel too loose on you?
Yeah.
Okay. If it's too loose, of course, it's just going to slide off. So you don't want them too loose. Okay, now you put it back on. So whether it's for an infant or an adult, if it's too loose, of course, it's going to fall off. Now, let's pretend like this is tighter. You turn your head a little bit this way. If it's tight, what happens a lot of times, I don't know if you can see this, on long hair, especially my hair, because I've got thin hair. My daughter has thicker hair, but it leaves a bump back here that shows if the hairband is too tight. So I like mine on the looser side, but not this loose that it's just swimming all over. But if it's too tight, then you're going to get this little bump down at the nape of your neck because that's pulling up, especially if it's a thicker headband. Here's one somewhere in the pile we have here that has a thinner strap that goes under the hair, so it's not going to produce quite a big a bump. Will you put that one on? And we'll see how this. How's that feel? Is that tighter?
It's good.
It's nice and snug. Her hair is nice and flat. There's no bump. And the phone is ringing. Unlike Kristen, if you have short, spiky hair, a tighter headband would be great because it will help your hair stand up on end and spike it more. So that's one more thing to consider. Because usually with long hair you want a little bit looser, but if whoever it is wears their hair in a ponytail all the time, then it doesn't matter if it rides up. So if you have long hair but it's always in a ponytail, you can go with a tighter hairband because it could go clear up to here and it's fine. My favorite way to size a headband is to do it with the foundation chain for headbands that have a foundation chain that goes around their head. And this way, oops, make this loop a little bit longer, it's pretty accurate. Do the foundation chain and then actually see if that's going to be long enough, however many stitches you've done. Okay, you can see this is, I'm pulling it kind of snug and it's not reaching all the way around, so then I'll just add a few more chain stitches. And I might get it too long, too short. This is a trial and error method. Put it around again. That's probably just right. Then what you'll want to do is complete the circle by doing a slip stitch in the first chain that you did. Make a circle to connect it with the slip stitch. There we go. Now I'm ready to finish the headband and I have a good size. If your headband doesn't have a base chain, that's the circumference of the head, Instead, it just has a few chain stitches, and then you work the headband lengthwise. Then you'll work the whole headband and get it at a certain length that you think might be close, and then do the same thing you did, take the hook off, with that foundation chain for the other type of headband, and you'll just measure the whole thing. Okay, I'm short about 3 inches, 2 to 3 inches there. So I'll crochet some more rows, test it, and see if it's the right size. Okay, I've added a few more rows. Take out any twists. Okay, I'm not pulling it very tight, but it's not loose either. Does that feel okay? Mm-hmm. It's not pulling her hair up in the back, so I think that'll work. It'll be just right. So I'm going to slip stitch the two ends together, and we'll have it done. The second way to measure a headband is to actually measure the person's head that you're making the headband for. This is also helpful when you're making a headband for somebody that's far away. They can take the measurement for you and then call you, and then you can go from there. What you want to use is a flexible measuring tape, the kind that you use for sewing. They used to be made out of cloth, and now they're just made out of plastic, but it works. And then put the measuring tape down at the base of the head, top of the neck. Try not to get the ears. And check again down at the bottom. And we've got 22 inches. If I kind of pull it tighter, it's 21 and a half. So we'll say 21 and a half to 22 inches. And what you want to do is write that down. So if you want to write that down, so you can have that for future reference, and you'll be ready to go. After you get your head measurement with your flexible measuring tape, then you want to start working a foundation chain. I started one here, and the length that you'll want to make this foundation chain is between 2 to 4 inches shorter than the head measurement that you took. So ours was 21 and a half to 22 inches. So a good average we'll say is 3 inches shorter. We'll go 3 inches shorter, and that would be 18 and a half inches to 19 inches long for this foundation chain. You can go as short as 5 inches shorter. That's going to be pretty tight, but some people like their headbands really tight. But a good average is 3 inches. So you put the first chain down at the 0, and then, after you've done your chain stitches, kind of pull it, then let it relax. And I'm going to take the hook out of there, and then when you measure, don't pull it anymore. That's at about 17 and a half, so I'll add a few more chain stitches to get it at 18 and a half to 19 inches. Okay, that might do it. Give it a little tug again, then let it relax. And the first chain at the 0, and the last chain is right here at 19. So that's going to work well enough for me. Then you'll want to complete the circle. Make sure there aren't any twists in your foundation chain, and then slip stitch in that first chain stitch that you did. Okay, there you go. This should fit the size 21 and a half to 22 inch head, and this measures about 19 inches. Look at this fun mass of hairbands. They are so fun to make and they don't take very long to do. This one took a little bit longer with the little hexagons. And that's adorable. Just love that one. And then there's this kind of a trellis type that's quite airy, and that's a lot of fun. Fun to crochet and fun to wear. That's what's neat about headbands. They're just so much fun to make and then funner to wear. And then there's all types of flowers that you can put on and take them off and put different color flowers on those types. Here's another one, or you can do one flower. Let's see, if you want a different outfit, has white and pink, just trade the flower that you put on. A lot of fun. So I hope this video has been helpful in getting the right size. Like I said before, it's a lot of trial and error, but if you can just work the foundation chain to size it correctly as you go, that's helpful. Here's the one that we just finished, and that's, let's see, where's that seam? Here we go. There's the slip stitch, the two ends together, and it's ready for Kristen to wear. Well, have a good time. Again, I hope this helps.